Hi, my dear students. So now we are going to another lesson. Previously, we have discussed town mouse and country mouse. Whereas, so in that lesson, we discussed the differences between the attitudes, the food habits of mouses. But that means what we have come to the conclusion, the mouses want to prefer in their own places only and not adopting to the new places, new food habits. So the same psychology is applied to the human beings. The same attitude is applied to the human beings or not. We check in our poem the town child and the town child and the country child. The town child and the country child. Right. The town child and the country child. The town child, you know what is meant by town child. A child who lives in a town is called town child. A child who lives in a country is called country child. So, my dear students, among all of you, divided into two categories, town children, country children. So once I ask you, raise your hands, town children. Good. Now, country children. Right. See, my dear children, first I ask this, town children. My dear children, are you satisfied with the town? Do you prefer to live in town? Do you like to live in town? Or do you have any second thoughts? That means whether you feel, if I were in village, if I were in a country, think all of you once and keep your answers in your mind. Keep your answers in your mind. When I ask, then only you tell. Now I am coming to the country children. Means children coming from villages. My dear country children, are you satisfied with the country life? Do you want to shift from country to anywhere? Do you like? Do you satisfy? Do you feel happy with your country life? I am asking you also. You too keep your answers with you. When I ask, you can give your answers. When I ask, you can give your answers. Why I am asking is whether your opinions are matched with the town child of our poem, the country child of our poem. What are your views? What are your views? Matched with them or differ with them? Or all the country children have the same opinion? Or all the country children have the same opinion or differ? from some group of students to some group of students. We check. Right. When coming to this poem, first I am telling the view of town child. Later we go for the view of country child. See here, town child. Generally boys, my dear students, these are town dwellers. You tell generally where you live? Try, where do you live? Yes, you live in a street. You live in a street. How will be the street? Yes. Come on, children, speak up. How will be your street? Yes, it's always crowded. Motor cars, trams, buses, lorries. Moving on. Foot. Here foot means so many pedestrians. Pedestrians means so many people who go on foot. So many pedestrians are there. So many motor cars are there. So many lorries are there. So many buses are there. So these are all moving. Your street is crowded. So much noise is there. Much noise is there. Am I right or not? Right. This town child also telling the same. What is he telling? I live in a street. I live in a town. Overcrowded. Motor cars, trams, foot, moving on. A lot of noise is there. I wish there were grasslands. What the town child is telling us? I wish there were grasslands. I wish there were grasslands. See here, beautiful expression. Previously I already explained you. I wish there were grasslands. What does this expression mean? Actually, there were no grasslands. Here in your textbook it is used. What is grasslands? Maiden. Sorry, meadows. Sorry. There were meadows. There is a particular word is here. I wish there were meadows. I wish there were meadows. What is meant by meadows? Grasslands. What is meant by meadows? Grasslands. The boy is telling, I wish there were meadows. That means this line tells us this boy is not happy with the town life. The boy is not interested in town life. The boy is vexed with the town life. The boy's heart wishes something rather than this town. What's it? He does not want all this crowd. He does not want all this noise. He does not want the number of buses, trams, motor cars moving. He wants to live peacefully. He wants to enjoy nature. He wants to live in the lap of nature. He wants to enjoy a quiet life. Quiet life means a calm life, a peaceful life. He says, I wish there were meadows. I wish there were grasslands and lambs too. Lambs means he wants to play with some lambs. That means he wants some animals there. He wants to live in the presence of animals. He wants to play with them. He wants to live in the peaceful atmosphere. That is grasslands. He also says, like you, how the position of a town is. So many buildings will there. So many buildings were there. These are all imagine the buildings. So many buildings in a row. So many buildings were there in a row. In a row means one after another. All the buildings were built in a congested manner. There is no gap between one building and another building. So there were a number of buildings in a row. A lot of noise is there. There is smoke everywhere I go. There is smoke everywhere I go. That means he wants to say much smoke. That means pollution is there wherever he goes. So what the town child want to convey is this atmosphere of the town is polluted. Maybe because of the overcrowding, because of the number of trams, because of number of cars moving, because of industrialization, the atmosphere has been polluted. So he does not want to like this noise, this smoke, and finally he wants to go to woodlands. So he feels again, I wish there were words. I wish there were words. So what is meant by words here? Words means nothing but small forests. Small forests. So you know, small forest means where the nature is bounty. Large number of trees are there, very tall and high. Various kinds of animals, various kinds of birds we can see. We can listen the sweet songs. We can listen the peculiar sounds of birds and animals. We can enjoy nature, the beauty of nature. That's why the town child says like this, I live in a street. All the buildings are arrayed in a row. Wherever I go, there is smoke. I wish there were words. I wish there were words means he wanted to live. Here also the same expression. Actually, there are no forests very nearer to him. But he feels, he wants, he wishes, he desires some small forest very nearer to him. It indicates his great longing for nature, peaceful atmosphere, fresh air, and so on. So the town child is telling that he does not, from his words, from all these sentences, we can come to conclusion that he does not like the town life. He is not interested in the way of town life. He is vexed with the town life. And his heart wants something more. That is woods. That is grasslands. That means he wants to be away from the pollution. He wants to enjoy the beauty of nature, in the lap of nature. He wants to be very close to nature. So he says like so. But actually he did not like to live in a street, to moving of cars, a large number of cars, trams, foot, smoke. Those are all not liked by the town child. But there is only one thing he likes in the town. There is only one thing he likes in the town. What's it? My dear children, try to imagine, especially the town children, those who are in towns, those who are coming from town. Try to imagine this town child like one point in the town. What's it? Yes, it is the sky. It is the sky. The town child likes only one thing. It is the sky, far above. Where is the sky? It's far above. Why does this boy likes the sky? There is a question. He does not like tram cars. He does not like foot. I already explained. Here foot means pedestrians. Foot means here pedestrians. Pedestrians means people who go by foot. People who go by foot. He does not like the foot. He does not like the motor cars. He does not like the trams. He does not like the noise. He does not like the smoke. So many things are there, not liked by him. But he liked one thing, apart from all this. What's that thing? The sky. So you may have a doubt. Why the town child likes the sky? What makes him to like the sky? The reason is because there is a plenty of room. What the boy is saying? Plenty of room. So my children, here a new expression is there. Plenty of room. What does this signify? Room means just what we are sitting here. This is we call this is a room. But the poet's sense is room means not the place which is between the four walls. So I give you an example for room. My dear students, do you like cricket? Yes, I know. Who likes cricket more? Raise your hands. Oh, almost all. Okay, good. At the time of watching cricket, what do you do? Nothing. Just playing of the players. No. You have to observe the commentary also. If you observe the commentary, the commentators tells like this. Yes, he hits the ball, but there was a plenty of room, and between the gap, they are saying. So commentators use this room in the sense of gap. Use this in the sense of gap. So here room means gap. There is a plenty of room in the sky. What for? For the castles of clouds. Castles of clouds means a number of clouds are there in the sky. It makes the sky beautiful. It makes the sky watch-worthy. That means it is eye feast to us. So, the town child likes only the sky. In our textbook, to indicate sky, one peculiar word is used, that is blue. What's he used? Blue. There is a plenty of room in the blue. The poet says, there is a plenty of room in the blue. What does it indicate? Blue means sky. That's why the town child likes the sky. Good. Half part is completed. What I told? The town child, what he likes, what he does not like, why he likes, why he does not like those things. Now, my dear children, the town dwellers, those who come from towns, now you check yourself, because I asked you to keep in the mind your answer. Now you check whether your views are matched with the view of town child or totally different from it. You check yourself and you keep the answer with you. Later I ask. I am coming to the country child now. Country child. So, you children coming from the countryside, coming from various villages, you tell, where do you live? Actually, country children, you are living very close to the towns, outskirts of the towns, a little away from the towns, right? But our country child lives very close to a wood. Wood means a small forest. He is living very close to it. So how it will be when a person lives very close to it? That means there will be no houses, there will be no crowd, there will be no noise. Moreover, they have to live lonely. So the country child living very close to wood, no one is there with him. He has to spend his time lonely. At least he has no one to play. That's why the country child feels, I wish I would be in town. I wish I lived in a town. I wish I lived in a street. See, you observe the different attitude of different persons, the different attitude of different children. The town child wants to live countryside. The country child wants to live in town. Observe this concept very keenly. What does he not like? The country, why the country child is not liking his way of living? Because he is very close to a wood, so no one is there to live here, to live with him. Most of the time he spends lonely. At least there was no one to play with him. He has to watch large, tall trees, high trees, birds and animals, but nothing. So he is vexed with his country life. He is not interested in his country life. His heart is not in the country life. His heart desires, his heart wishes, his heart wants something more. That more is nothing but to enter and live in a town, in a street. Why the boy feels like so? the boy feels? Because the streets are twinkling, even during the daytimes, even during night times. The streets are twinkling during nights. He wants to enjoy it. Number of cars, trams, buses, foot are going on. He wants to enjoy it. He wants something crowd. He wants some noise. He wants to enjoy the streets during nights, which shine, which are twinkling. That's why he wants to go to town. So, now you understand the attitude of the town child, the attitude of the country child. See how these two attitudes are differentiate with one another. The boy who lives in town wants to go, wants to lead his life in country. The boy who lives in country wants to go and lead his life in town. It's very surprising how human psychology is. It's fascinating and quite interesting too to learn these two attitudes. Whereas previously we take animals, we take mouses. What happens? The mouses are totally different from these children. The mouses they prefer to live in their original places. That means where they were born. Whereas coming to the human beings, it is totally different. They don't satisfy with the life they are leading to. They are not satisfied with the place where they were born, and they want to live for somewhere new. This is the human attitude. That means human attitude. That means what we understand is here the attitude of human beings, the attitude of animals may not be the same. Man always wants to take the other side. But what we have to understand from this poem is everyone or everything has its own advantages. Everything has its own disadvantages. So man has to lead his life taking the advantages, ignoring the disadvantages, or if possible, making the disadvantages into advantages. He has to lead his life. He should go on like that. Now, my students, you tell whether your views are matched with this view of town child or differ. You two children, country dwellers, you two tell me now, your views are matched with the country child or differ. You are looking at one another. Come on, speak up. Yes, I know your answer. Some of you tell, sir, my views are matched with town child, sir. Some of you tell, no, sir, my view is totally different from town child. from country children. You too give me the same answer. Some of your views are matched with country child. Some of your views may not match with country child. So now you have come to a conclusion. Which is the right place for us? Where should we live? Either in town or in a country. So this is the assignment I am giving to you. All of you express your views in the next class by writing in 100 words. What you have to prepare is which is the right place for you to live in, and justify your answer.